What the crap is going on, YouTube? So we are back and we are ready to talk about operators within Java. So anyways, right here we've already gone over the plus, and it's very simple. We also have the minus, which is very, very simple stuff. You can see now it's all minus stuff. For multiplication, we have got the star, right, or the asterisk, but use that if you're trying to multiply. Have that down here. And for dividing, we have backslash. Okay, so if you see, that comes out with 1 and doesn't show a remainder. So for remainder, we actually have something different, and this is called modulus. Okay, this is something a little different than your regular math, but the percentage sign, right, acting as the dividing sign, will come in and it will give you the remainder. So the remainder is 4,999. So how would we express that if we were going to try to put it into a regular equation? Well, we would come down and we would go int a is equal to int, because we're casting still, because I'm lazy and didn't feel like retyping some of this out. So int x divided by y, and then come down here, we're going to s out, and we will go what is that, a plus y. And so this is actually typing out as a string, right, instead of adding it together. So what we can do is something like that. And so in this instance, the plus sign is just lumping all that together within the string. And we will go ahead and run this. And you can see we have 1R 10,000.789. Oh, excuse me. So anyways, oh, sorry, that is the wrong one. I was wondering why there was a point on there, but a plus z. Alright, so we get 1 remainder 4,999, and that's how you would go about actually changing stuff. But we also have a few other operators specific to Java, right? Well, might be in other languages, I don't know, but specifically to programming, let's put it that way. So let's go ahead and get rid of these. Go ahead and get rid of int a altogether. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to initialize these. All right. I can type 0, 0, 0. Okay, so go ahead and run this. We're going to see all zeros at the bottom because we just initialized them all to 0. But what we're going to do here is we're going to go x plus plus. All right, and what plus plus means is to up it by 1. Okay? Similarly, we could go x minus minus, and that subtracts it by 1. Simple, right? If we want to say x equals x plus 5, right, which is 5. So, simple enough, right? But there's also a different way to show this. So first, let's get x off of 0, so that way it's more apparent. So we'll come up here and we'll go x plus plus, and this should show 6 down here, right? 6. Or instead of going x equals x plus 5, right, and resetting that, what we're going to do is x plus equals 5. And you'll see that that's still 6. So this is like a shorthanded way to add it when you're just saying, hey, I want to increase this variable by this, right? And you'll see it all the time. I prefer writing code this way. I know that maybe the other way is clear to beginners, but this is just shorter and it looks a lot cleaner. And so this is the way that I will write it. This is the way I guarantee you 99.9% of people will write their code. So just get used to doing it with the plus equals. You'll also see it with minus equals, all that good stuff. Times equals, so just be aware that if you see two operators like that together with and one of them being the equal sign, that is what they are talking about. So we have that, but we also have plus plus x. Now, at first, you might think that this is doing the exact same thing because right here we're running 6. But these actually start to be different once we start doing like some complex equations. And if you ever plan on going and getting your Java certification, I would definitely focus on this because the test likes to throw you a lot of these curveballs to try to throw you off. But so if we start at 0 and we go x plus equals, right, and we go 5, right, plus x plus plus, right, well, this should be 6, right? We run it. Now it's still 5 because what's happening is it's using the x, right? And then it's plusing x up here. Okay? So you can see where it starts to get a little strange. Let's go ahead and put z equals it, right? So that way we can see better. But see, now x is equal to 1 and z is equal to 5. So x upped itself by 1 after being used here. Okay? And the same way, if you come down here and do the plus plus before, well, now z equals 6 because it's upping x before we're using it. And I don't want to get too complex and start throwing you off because this isn't a Java certification tutorial. I will be doing one of those in the future if you guys are interested in going out and getting your Oracle certifications. Completely up to you whether you want to do that or not. But it can get really tricky really fast when you have like 5 plus x times negative y plus z plus z times x plus. Now you can see that this is starting to get really wonky, and if you have to think about the way that all this stuff compiles, right, is if you remember back in math class, maybe some of y'all are still in math class, but back in math class, you had the please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, where it was parentheses, exponents, then you had your multiplication, division, and then addition, subtraction, right, in the order that it goes through. Well, this is much the same, your parentheses, exponents, stuff like that. However, pluses and minuses, these are thrown to the very top, and so these will actually execute before anything else. But as far as like multiplication and division and all that, so before you go with z times x, it's going to read it from left to right, and it's going to up this z, right? So it's going to plus it by 1, and then times that by x, and then it will increase it by 1, increase x by 1. So if we go ahead and print out this code, you have 2 and 7 because x has been increased twice. Z's being increased, everything is just going crazy, and yeah, so be aware. Stuff like this can get really complicated, and you probably will need to type it out. But anyways, there are a few more operators, but we're not going to be getting into them in this video. Because they're not numeric, and to really go into them, I need to teach y'all if and else statements first and things like that. So anyways, that's going to be it for this video, and we'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.